Stop everything. What I'm about to reveal isn't just news. It's not just another tragic headline from Hollywood. No, this is a story that will crawl under your skin, shake your very soul, and leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about fame, loyalty, and silence. This isn't a tragedy. This is a nightmare draped in betrayal, cloaked in secrecy, and burning with questions no one ever dared to ask. July 20th, 2025. Costa Rica. The golden coastline shimmered beneath a sinking sun. Tourists laughed. Music thumped from bars along the beach. Paradise felt untouchable. But in one brutal instant, paradise became hell. Malcolm Jamal Warner, the man who defined a generation, the beloved face millions grew up watching on The Cosby Show, a man whose name was stitched into the very fabric of television history. Gone, just like that. The ocean turned on him. Waves crashed like thunder. The current pulled like chains, and before anyone could help, before a single hand could reach him, Malcolm vanished beneath the chaos. Friends screamed. Tourists froze. And Hollywood lost one of its brightest lights in a matter of seconds. The news spread like wildfire. Phones buzzed. Headlines exploded. Hashtags surged worldwide. Hashtag RIP Malcolm. Tributes poured in. Co-stars, athletes, singers, celebrities of every kind. Old clips of his laughter filled timelines. The grief was immediate, raw, global. But amid the noise of mourning, there was a silence. A silence so piercing, so unnatural, that it overshadowed every tear and every tribute. Keshia Knight Pulliam, Malcolm's on-screen sister, his lifelong confidant, the woman who insiders claimed knew him better than anyone alive. For 7 long days, not a word, not a post, not a tribute, not even a whisper, and the world began to wonder. Why? Was it grief? Or was it guilt? Was she broken? Or was she hiding something? Then, on the 7th day, Keshia broke her silence. But instead of answers, she gave the world a riddle, one so cryptic, so haunting, that it didn't just spark grief. It ignited suspicion. It set fire to the very foundation of Malcolm's legacy. Her Instagram post began like a tribute. Clips of Malcolm performing, his laughter echoing in the background. Then footage of his 2 daughters playing in a garden. But the final frame froze the world in shock. White text on a black screen. A week ago, I lost my brother, but I gained an angel. We've taken care of our girls. That was it. No mention of the drowning. No tribute to the man. No explanation for the silence. Just that chilling line, we've taken care of our girls. The internet erupted. What did she mean by our girls? Was she implying she had custody of Malcolm's children? Did Malcolm entrust her with something? And why call him brother now, when for decades rumors swirled that their bond was far deeper than family? Headlines screamed. Blogs speculated. Theories spun out of control. Some whispered of custody battles. Others suggested hidden affairs. A few dared to say what no one wanted to hear, that Keshia knew more about Malcolm's final days than she was letting on. And then the first crack appeared in the story. 2 days later, a grainy video surfaced online, filmed weeks before Malcolm's trip. Malcolm and Keshia caught in what looked like a heated argument on a Los Angeles street. His voice, raw with anger, shouted, "Tell the truth before it's too late. If you don't, it all ends here." The clip cut off, but the damage was done. What truth was Malcolm demanding she reveal? What end was he warning about? Suddenly, Malcolm's death no longer felt like an accident. It felt like the climax of a story buried deep within Hollywood shadows. Leaks and whispers followed like a flood. Insiders claimed financial disputes. Others hinted at family secrets. A few suggested Malcolm had been preparing to expose something massive, something tied to the Cosby Show legacy that could topple reputations. And at the center of every rumor stood Keshia. Hollywood grew restless. Angela Bassett posted cryptically, "Some stories should have been told. Some truths shouldn't have been buried." Viola Davis added, "We carry secrets that crush our souls." Even Beyoncé dropped a single black heart emoji beside Malcolm's name. Fans dissected every word, convinced these weren't tributes, but warnings. And then came the leak that changed everything. A Costa Rican police memo. Buried inside was a phrase no one expected. Possible foul play. That single line detonated a firestorm. If there was foul play, who was responsible? Why wasn't this included in official reports? And why, in grainy resort security footage, was Malcolm seen just hours before his death standing at a bar with a woman who looked uncannily like Keshia? Theories spun faster than ever. Was she really there? Why hadn't she admitted it? Within days, another leak surfaced. Alleged text messages between Malcolm and Keshia. Short, tense, filled with late-night arguments. Over and over, one phrase appeared. You promised. Promise what? A secret? A deal? A truth too dangerous to expose? Then came the will. According to leaks, Malcolm's updated will named Keshia, not his family, as guardian of his daughters if anything ever happened to him. Now her Instagram words, "We've taken care of our girls," looked less like comfort and more like confirmation. Why her? Why not their mother? And then the most chilling piece yet dropped like a bomb. A video, allegedly recorded just 3 nights before his death. Malcolm, pacing in a hotel room, voice trembling. If anything happens to me, don't believe it was an accident. I've told Keshia everything. She knows the truth, but she's scared. And maybe she should be. The clip was blurry, but it was enough to tear apart the world's perception. Was Malcolm warning us? Was his drowning not an accident at all? Keshia finally addressed the storm. At a live event in Atlanta, cameras caught her trembling hands, her teary eyes, as she whispered, "People want me to explain things that are not mine to explain. Malcolm was my family. His battles were his own, and I will not betray his memory by exposing what he chose to keep hidden." Her voice cracked. She walked off stage, and the questions only multiplied. What was she protecting? His memory? Or the people who might have silenced him? Then the courtroom chaos began. Malcolm's extended family filed for custody of his daughters, accusing Keshia by name of withholding information relevant to the children's welfare. That phrase alone ripped the internet apart. Whispers of FBI files surfaced, documents suggesting Malcolm had been cooperating with investigators, tied to corruption cases and possibly scandals linked to the Cosby Show. Buried in those files was one chilling line. Confidant Keshia Knight Pulliam. And then a final haunting revelation. A sealed letter from Malcolm to his daughters, read in court. "If I cannot protect you in this world, know that I tried. The people you think are closest to me may not be who they appear. Trust Keshia. She will know when the time is right to tell you the truth." The internet exploded. Was she protector or gatekeeper? And just when the fires seemed unbearable, one last leak scorched what was left, an audio recording of Malcolm and Keshia. Malcolm's voice. "If you don't tell them, they'll think it's my fault. They'll think I was weak. Please, Keshia, don't let them bury me with their lies." Her voice, calm but breaking. "Malcolm, if I speak, none of us will survive this." Silence. The tape ended, and with it, the world understood one devastating truth. Malcolm knew. Keshia knew, and the truth was darker than anyone imagined. Hollywood fell into chaos. Friends turned on each other. Former castmates dropped cryptic interviews. Fans split into factions, defenders and accusers. And Keshia disappeared from public life, carrying a burden too heavy for one person to bear. By September, this was no longer about a drowning. It was betrayal. It was legacy. It was the fight for truth in an industry built on lies. And now, the world is left with one haunting question. Was Keshia Knight Pulliam protecting Malcolm's memory, or protecting the very secret that cost him his life? Because this isn't closure. This is chaos, and the silence is screaming louder than ever. The fight for Malcolm's truth has only just begun.